NLE Choppa is being accused of doing some pretty horrific things to his kids. Usually, I won't cover these kind of things, but because it's coming from his own baby mothers and they're dropping receipts, like I gotta cover it. But it's looking bad for Choppa, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. NLE Choppa has two kids that we know of. He just debuted a new baby on Instagram, but that's inconclusive at this point. So far we know he has two kids by two baby mothers, okay? Now, the second baby mama, Marissa, this is the one that we've seen Choppa with over the last couple of years. They were in a very public relationship that ended pretty badly. Well, she's accusing NLE Choppa of essentially starving their baby. NLE Choppa has gotten deep into like the holistic treatments as of lately. NLE Choppa don't care about music no more, bro. His mission in life is to be Dr. Sabi Jr. He wants to be a spiritual healer. He even dropped his own BBL pills that was apparently pills that will give you a natural BBL. Sounds like a scam to me, all right, but I haven't seen anybody really complain about it or any class action lawsuits yet, so I'll let him live. But Marissa is accusing NLE Choppa of taking his holistic nonsense a tad bit too far. She would post receipts of what she would say is NLE Choppa admitting to engaging in practices that ultimately led to the baby ending up in the emergency room. So Marissa took to her Instagram story and she would say, "Hold on, I was asleep. I'm tired of y'all trying to wake the beast up. I advise y'all to let me be." And then she followed up with, "Remind you, you're fasting a child that was 1 year old." So she showed receipts of where she says, "Be real, you couldn't even feed my child." NLE Choppa responds back with, "Well, hinders me as a father, but it's something out of my control." She says, "Cool." NLE Choppa responded back and says, again, this is about a 1 year old child, by the way. He says, "We were fasting. Just, just gave him the wrong juice. But learning experiences make great leaders. Won't happen again, I promise. I'm not who I was yesterday or the day before. So on and so on, LOL." So NLE Choppa will claim that it was the wrong juice that got the baby in the emergency room. Marissa would say, "No, it's not the juice. It's you starving the baby. Like you fed a baby at 10 a.m. I checked in at 6 p.m. and he still hadn't been fed again. Babies are not meant to fast." And they go back and forth. And she shows like the correspondence where Choppa is kind of being stubborn about this issue. And he's adamant that he could fast the baby and nothing will happen to the baby. She continues to press NLE Choppa to feed the baby 3 times a day. NLE Choppa says, "Gee, he do not need 3 meals, my ninja." She says, "I'm finna ask the world real quick." He says, "A baby don't need 3 whole meals a day. Ask the world, the F." Now, I don't feel like NLE Choppa is operating in malice. I feel like NLE Choppa is deep into like his holistic stuff that he's getting carried away. Okay, so he says, "Like I said, he been drinking juice. Are you effing slow? Getting him to have healthy bowel movements. Are you effing slow? Ninja got a Gucci Mane belly. Y'all overstuffing him like a teddy bear." So NLE Choppa sees his kid has a belly and he wants to put his baby on a diet, in a fasting diet, to get his baby lean. Ain't like a big baby like healthy? He says he can miss a MF meal if I say he can. Juice fills him up too. She says he poops 3 times a day. He has healthy bowel movements. NLE Choppa says, "And he ain't effing complain. Only thing he's saying is goo goo gaga over here. He's straight." Now, this is the lead up, by the way, to the kid eventually going to the emergency room. He responds back, "We finna double up. He's straight. He got beef juice." Huh? Bro got him on the cow diet, homie. Get that boy beet juice. He says beet with great benefits, which is a fruit. So technically, he MFing ate. I don't give a F what a MF talking about. Here's the crazy part. He says the baby is filled off of beet juice. He good. But then before he drops off the baby, he then texts her because he's about to drop her off. He says, "Yo, the baby has only been saying goo goo gaga while with him." But when he's about to drop off the baby back to Marissa, he texts her saying, "Yo, he's hungry." And he says, "When pulling up, I gotta get these clothes from Blank Street. I'ma just wait on you." She says, "You ain't feed him?" He says, "I have his bottle. We took a nap, then woke up, just finished getting haircut." What does that have to do with why you ain't feed the baby? She responded back, milk is just something for him to drink. He need actual food now. He responds, I thought he already ate. It's okay. We over here on a juice fast. I'm feeding him some that's going to flush him out. Laughing. So he said, the baby is hungry. She says, you need to get him food. He says, nah, it's okay. We on a juice fast anyway. He can be hungry for a little bit. We going to flush out his, sir, what? The baby is hungry, sir. What are you talking about? Again, man, maybe I'm giving benefit of the doubt. I'm positive NLE Choppa ain't purposely trying to hurt his baby. No. NLE Choppa is misguided and he's in too deep. She responded back, not funny. He hasn't ate since this morning then. That's a baby. He responds back, Marissa, if he ate this morning realistically, his next meal should come around the time you get in him, 12 to 6. Body is like a clock. He will be fine. He then starts spazzing on her for not believing in a Choppa diet. All right, even using ChatGPT to back him up. So he writes, listen, I'm not finna argue with you on everything I love. He ain't supposed to eat 3 times a day. Like I said, he shows ChatGPT and prompts. He also says, the ninja don't need no 3 damn meals. He's juicing with his dad, which is healthy and clean out his tummy for good gut health, like I said. When you get him at 6 p.m., stuff him all the F you want. He's forever well taken care of, ninja. So his last meal was at 10 a.m. Ellie Chopper says, hey, when I drop off the baby at 6 p.m., you can feed him all you want. He's fasting with his dad. He's not going to have food from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., a 1-year-old. Now, obviously, this was nonsense. Obviously, this holistic stuff is mumbo jumbo because the baby ended up in the emergency room due to this extreme fast that Choppa was giving him. After the baby ends up in the emergency room, NLE Choppa is now humbled and begins to apologize. He then writes her, I love you and apologize for the other day. My composure should have been kept, and I shouldn't have acted in distress, even though I was in distress. Just want to let you know that. She responds back, acting in distress in defense that you didn't feed him. I had to take him to the emergency room. He was dehydrated and ish wasn't normal. Beet juice was too strong for him. But I wasn't finna sit there and tell you because I mean I'd be wrong or some ish. He responds back, acting in distress with no regards of this. My distress came from me feeling like no matter what I do, you want perfection from me when nobody's perfect. No, she just wants you to feed the baby, bro. Like, bro, you gave the baby beet juice as a diet, homie. That's insane. He responds back, and he was fed. He just wasn't fed a solid food. We both was asleep and we woke up literally 2 hours before you got him. I had to prepare for the show. And as you've seen in the other like messages, he then admits that he gave the baby the wrong juice and maybe beet juice was not the right option. That's horrific, bro. Now, Choppa is a new parent and parents aren't perfect and they make mistakes. And maybe he's trying to do the right thing or he's doing what he thinks is good for his baby, but come on, bro. No, bro. No, bro. You can't fast the baby. You can't like dehydrate like Chopper, bro. Just be normal for once, bro. Like if you want to take yourself through that as an adult, do your thing. But bro, let the baby be a baby, bro. Like let the baby have the milk, let him have the formula, let him have, like the cereal. Let the baby be a baby, bro. All right. Now, NLE Choppa's other baby mama, which is the first one, she would also accuse NLE Choppa of being neglectful towards their daughter that they have together. Now, the daughter is NLE Choppa's first child. She also took to her IG story to expose NLE Choppa. With this particular accusation, I don't know, I'm kind of 50-50 with it. Like, I can see how some people will say it's NLE Choppa's fault, but I could also see some people say, bro, give him like a break. It's not entirely his fault per se. So the baby mama wrote, talk about how the last time my daughter went with him, she came back home saying her vagina was hurting and was bleeding down there for 2 days. Now she started this off pretty horrific, having everybody think, hold on, like what are you accusing him of? But then she clarifies, okay? She says, because she was afraid to tell him. Now apparently the baby girl got an injury while with NLE Choppa and like she was afraid to tell him that she got injured. So come to find out, he had her at the studio per usual, not watching her per usual. She did a split and landed on a door stopper and hurt herself. It was people around. She told a woman that was there, um, and she also did nothing, didn't even tell her dad. That happened on a Sunday. My baby ain't come home till that Tuesday, blood in her panties, which means she bled for 2 whole days because she was afraid to tell her own father she hurt herself. She came straight home and told me what happened word for word. I took her straight to the emergency room. This man neglects my kid, and I've been given the benefit of the doubt so my child can have her father in her life. I cried like a baby when my daughter told me what happened to her. I was more sad that she was in pain and not comfortable enough to tell her own father. I feel like that right there is the issue. Like that's the most important. That's the most important issue. Like if the kid is at the studio and there's other adults around, the kid is roaming around. Like I can't really blame NLE Choppa for not having his eyes on the kid the entire time, right? Like kids would be kids. But the fact that kid didn't feel comfortable coming to him and telling him feels like he's either a disciplinarian and she probably feels scared to tell her father because she felt like she would have gotten in trouble, or they don't have the relationship that Enly Chopper wants to form with the kid. Maybe he's not with the kid often, so she don't feel comfortable with him, talking about something that sensitive. So then she continues and she says, scared she gonna get in trouble and had to wait till she got back with me to tell me, y'all keep saying, why keep sending her back? We have a court order. She will continue and even express her concerns and say that, she's at a point where she don't want to have the kid go back. And she's thinking about violating a court order. She would say, we have a court order, but at this point, I don't care what consequences I get for her not going back and being neglected. Seeing my daughter cry and scream to not want to go when it's his week and telling me she doesn't want to go hurts me because I feel like I failed her as a mother, giving her this cycle mental patient of a dad. You don't know till it's too late, though. If you don't have kids right now, don't. The first accusation is completely on him, to be honest. Bro, you fasted, you starved that baby, probably not intentionally, but you starved that baby by consequence, right? The baby was dehydrated, had to go to the emergency room because it's malnourished. There's no excuse for that. That's out of control, bro. With the second story, I kind of want to give leeway, bro, because bro, how Choppa kind of interacts with his kids on social media. If that's any signs of how he truly feels about his kids, Choppa loves his kids, I'm sure. I don't feel like Choppa wants to bring any harm to his kids. I feel like Choppa right now is probably learning. He's parenting how he probably learned to parent. He's parenting how he was probably parent, right? And it feels like he's having some challenges. I don't feel like he'll be a bad parent forever. I feel like he can still learn. But right now, this is some bad stuff, Choppa. Get it together, bro. But let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? And if you're still watching, click on this video right here to find out why this FBI agent is accusing Jeezy of snitching on this drug kingpin in 2005. Also, I make a lot of money from YouTube, almost $1 million this year. So if you want to learn how to grow on YouTube, there's a sign up link in my description. I'll pick one of my subscribers every month and give you guys a free coaching, like one-on-one. I hop on Zoom, FaceTime, whatever you prefer, and I, really coach you and help you get up your YouTube channel. You feel me? And yeah, you feel me? And like we'll be locked in. You text and call me. It's completely free. If you want to, enter the win, just sign up in the description. I'll pick one of you guys randomly per month and, and contact you and give you some coaching, just me giving back. Okay. If you're still watching, man, check out my other videos. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.